Donna is. Okay. Donna, on behalf of the Grand Council of Guardians, we present you with this plaque. And I'm trying to continue to do the work. And on behalf of the Grand Council, we'd like to present you with this check to help you with your foundation.
We made a donation to the foundation.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to thank Eugene Jordan and all members of the Guardian Council. I'm very surprised to be invited and even acknowledged, and I just would like to thank everyone. The foundation was started, as he stated, because back in October of 2009, my son was killed on his way home from school because rival gang members were shooting at each other. Well, actually, they weren't shooting at each other. There were two young men shooting at other gang members, and my son was struck, innocently in the back of the head on his way home from school. My son was a freshman at Campus Magnet in the Performing Arts High School, and he had only attended high school for 3 weeks. And I started the KLM Junior Foundation in his memory in January of 2010. Because his whole thing was he wanted to go to college. So because I'm unable to send him, I wanted to be able to do something to turn the negative into something positive. So since 2010, we've been giving out scholarships on an annual basis. And also the school that my son graduated from, which is PSMS 124 Middle School. We also have a Kevin Lamont Miller Achievement Award that we give out to 2 students every year. It's hard, but I have a great family, and I have a lot of friends that have been supportive of everything that we've been going through. And it took 3.5 years, but we finally got the conviction and the sentencing, and it doesn't make me feel any better because that's another 2 lives lost. But hopefully these 2 young men that are upstate or wherever they are, they have time to realize how they have impacted my life. And also I have another son who's 10. And he's been truly, truly impacted. My entire family will never be the same without my son. And in addition to giving out scholarships, we feed the homeless. My son was born on Christmas Eve. So we originally were doing it outside, but now we actually partnered up with a shelter in Queens, and we actually went in and fed them in honor of my son's birthday. And we do that every year. So we have an annual walkathon. We have a lot of things that we do to fundraise, and I just thank everybody for even taking the time. This means a lot, and it's very unexpected. And thank you, Eugene.
And Umar, I think we got another reverend. So when he retires, I think we're going to make him one of the chapel. Yeah. And since you spotted him out earlier, what we're going to do next, we're going to go right into the next person. Barbara William Harris, is she? Barbara said? Not yet? Oh, she, all right. So we're going to move right along to the next one then. The next one is Regional Director Gail Walthall. I'm going to call up Jarvis Jenkins. Jarvis.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all of the honorees. I want to call Homer Whittington up, who's the co-president for the Parole Guardians. Without Homer, the organization wouldn't be going on at this time, so I appreciate his help to keep it going. Gail Walthall is currently a regional director with New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision. It's a little difficult for us because we just transitioned over, so if you hear me say New York State Parole, that's the reason why. Ms. Walthall's duties include supervision of 5 bureau chiefs, and I think all of us are here. She's my, all the bureau chiefs stand up. Ms. Walthall supervisor. Thank you. got lost for a second there. Okay, and all staff operations in the County of the Bronx. So she's the regional director for the Bronx region for New York State Corrections, and she supervised all the activities for that region. Ms. Walthall served as Deputy Regional Director for Region 3. This position included setting up different task force for Westchester, Rockland, Orange, Nassau, and Suffolk counties. Ms. Walthall participated in providing training in numerous task force reentry conferences and workshops. Gail Walthall joined the New York State Division of Parole in 1985. Same year I did, so that's about 28 years we've been around. Okay. She rose through the ranks, holding several positions, including Senior Parole Officer, Administrative Hearing Officer, Bureau Chief for Special Offenders Unit, Deputy Regional Director. Ms. Walthall holds a master's degree in social work from Howard University. Gail Walthall is very active with New York State Minorities in Criminal Justice. She currently holds the positions of Secretary for the Executive Board and is also active with her sorority Delta Sigma Theta. Ms. Walthall is also a member of the New York State Carrots. What I can say about Ms. Walthall, she's my supervisor, and she's tough, okay, but she's fair. So come on up, Gail.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am honored to receive this award tonight, and I want to say thank you to the Grand Council of Guardians for bestowing this distinctive award on me. As I look out and I see some of the other honorees in the audience, and I think about some of the other honorees that we had in the past, and I realize that our legacies are bounded together. We have set goals and standards for women of future generations to come in and reach and surpass. We have laid down the trail, and we expect the other women to come in and pick it up and follow them. But together we are strong. One day we'll be looked at as not just women in law enforcement, but as leaders in our field. Ironically, as I stand here today and I start thinking about Phenomenal Woman, reminds me of my daughter's favorite poem while she was in middle school. She used to tell me a phenomenal woman was a woman who didn't have to look or act a certain way, but a woman who was proud of what they do and show that pride in everything they do. And today I am proud of what I do, and I am proud of what I am. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge my bureau chiefs. I know that Mr. Jenkins said it all, but my bureau chiefs are my team. We're a dynamite force, not only in the Bronx, but we're a force to be reckoned with throughout New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision. I can't sit down without acknowledging my family. I have my sister Sheila from Malcolm's office, so she sends a warm hello to everybody. I have my niece, I have my brother, my daughter, and the significant individual in my life. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out. You truly have supported me through the years, and without your support, I wouldn't be able to stand here today. I also want to again thank the Grand Council of Guardians for this honor. What you do for African Americans and minorities in law enforcement and what you do for the community truly makes you a phenomenal organization. So I want to thank you for that. For all of us sitting here today as a group and as individuals, we have accomplished a lot, yet we have a lot more to accomplish. The fight, the struggle still continues. As we go on, we have to make sure that we continue with the charge, that we continue to make a difference. Not only a difference while we're at work, but a difference while we're at home, a difference in our community, and a difference for our youth. Thank you again for showing your time.
Drop something. Do it again. Get there, Charles.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And because certain people are not here, so I'm going to work with me. I'm going to change the program up a little bit. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump down the program, and I'm going to call up Julius Reynolds from Nassau Sheriff, who we want to acknowledge Judge Valerie Alexander.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank the Grand Council and Charles Billups for putting this together tonight. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and sharing with us. Also like to say it's the first time I've been in a building and nobody called me T.D. Jakes.
Shouldn't have said it.
First time for everything. As I said earlier, my name is Julius Reynolds III. I'm the president of Nassau County Sheriff's Guardians. I'm here tonight with my second VP, Ronnie Johnson. We're here to talk a little bit about our nominee. I've been with the Guardian for a few years now. And anybody that's been around Charles, you know you meet a lot of people. All the time you meet people. I was so lucky to run into this lady a few months ago. She was running for re-election. She came to our organization to speak to us. When she walked in, she was very warm, very inviting, almost like family. You know, you have certain people that you meet, you want to be in their circle and you want them in your circle. At that moment, I wanted her in my circle. They told me to cut this short, so I'm trying to go off the top of my head here because I really can't read off of stuff. I got to do it from the heart. I can't do it. I read over her bio. Her bio was lengthy. But what I saw in it was she was the first minority female to sit on the district court. Okay, Nassau County. Anybody in here from Nassau County? I know I got a few Nassau County people in here.
I work there.
It is very difficult to do that as a minority to be first. That's a big honor to carry. With that said, I would like to present to you our nominee, the Honorable Judge Valerie Alexander.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's so good to be here. It really is. You know, I didn't know a lot about this organization before, but I rode in with Julius tonight, and he was telling me some of the things that he experiences as a correction officer and the kinds of things that you go through day to day. And I have to just say, you know, my hat is off to you because you do a fantastic job with a lot of aggravation involved that you have to get through and that you have to get through gracefully. And I see that, you know, all of you do that every day. And I just want to tell you that for that I'm truly grateful. When Julius invited me to be here and asked me to accept an award, I started thinking about, you know, women and what we've done, where we've come from, how far we've been able to move forward in just my lifetime alone. You know, I think about my mother. She was born about 4 blocks away from here. You know, she grew up in Harlem. She went through, obviously, the schools. She was able to actually go to college. She got married. She decided that, you know, that after having 3 children, she was going to go back to school and get a master's degree. And she served for me as the example of what we as women are capable of, because we do so much. We don't just, we just don't just do our jobs every day. We go home and we take care of our kids. And we also, take some time out and we try to better ourselves and go back and get more education and grow and be the kind of strong influence and model that we want our children to follow. And I think that this tonight is an excellent example of how far we've come, of what we have to be proud of as women. And I'm certainly really grateful and honored to be chosen as one of you. I'm grateful to be here. And I just want us to just move forward and keep making the strides that we already are so proud that we have been able to come to. So thank you for having me tonight.
Yeah, and what they said is true. Nassau is like my new fight, my new horizon. It's definitely some new changes. It's an area that has been somewhat forgotten and trying to make some difference out there now. But we're gonna move right into the next program, and we're gonna call up Mike Waller. Mike Waller.
Because Women's History Month means a lot in school safety, because school safety is also going through their struggles as far as women's rights. School safety agents, with 70% women, and on our job we are underpaid because of that, and it is a fight that we're having right now in the federal court. So it's an honor to bring forth my nominee, Deputy Director Johnson. We have two female deputy directors in school safety. One we honored 2 years ago, which is Caroline Williams, who is sitting on the third row, and tonight we're honoring Louise Kelly Johnson. And I know family is here, and I know they're very proud of her. We also have with us Inspector Frierson, Inspector Moscott, and also Inspector Della Rosa with us, and numerous deputy directors and people with us. But it is an honor to give this award out tonight. She just happens also to be my boss. So, gotta know how to play politics. I might need a day off next week. So, but no, truly, it is truly an honor, because I've been knowing her for over 20 years. Matter of fact, more than that, because we used to be task force at the same time, and then at the academy. And with me being a trainer, she's come back to be my boss now. And it is truly an honor to present this award to her. Not just real quick. I only took 30 seconds. Mr. Garcia is going to take my other 30 seconds.
There's two things that I like to quote. And one of them is God's word. And the other one are Maya Angelou's quotes. I read a quote of hers today, and it said, if you find someone that's brave, intelligent, passionate, and intelligent, thank the universe for her. And today we not only thank the universe, but we thank the creator of the universe for giving us Kelly Louise Johnson. Kelly Louise Johnson has dedicated almost 30 years of her life. That means sacrificing family, giving all that she can. Kelly can't sing a lick, but if she could, every day she'd be singing, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Kelly is energetic. She's the person that puts her job first and foremost. There are 1.5 million children that attend schools and live in the neighborhoods that we protect. And I can tell you that as a Latino that grew up in the South Bronx, it's not easy in some of the communities that I've lived in. And it's because of the dedication of people like Kelly Johnson, people are able to safely go to school and get an education in spite of the challenges. We do not have, thank God, Sandy Hook, Columbine, Virginia Tech. And you know what? Alternative to incarceration, you know where it starts? It starts right here. It starts with the leaders that are in all the agencies represented here today. And I'm thankful that one of those leaders in the School Safety Division is Kelly Louise Johnson. God bless you.
I don't know if I should say it. So, I agonized over this, I want you to know. Okay? So you know what? I'm going to say it because I agonized over this. It took me 3 weeks to get through this. Okay. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
First of all, I want to take this time to thank the Grand Council of the Guardians and the School Safety Division Guardian Association. This is a wonderful honor. I was very surprised. I was actually shocked. That's why he said get the tissues, because I cried. I was surprised. But I'm honored because my people took the time to think about me, you know, to recognize me. I didn't expect that. It just kind of came out of the blue, so I was shocked. This award also comes at a time in my life that, you know, you start to wonder, have I made a difference? We're women. Sometimes you sit there and you say, oh God, I did all this, did anything I do make a difference? It is a time that I have experienced great change, both personally and professionally. This past year, I turned 50. I just want you to realize that was a traumatic event. I also, directly to follow, then closed my family house of 23 years. How many of you have ever closed a house after 23 years? That's also classified as another traumatic event. Okay. Right after that, I had 2 grandchildren. The one who's been crying, that's my granddaughter. Mia Kathleen, my son had a daughter, and my daughter had a son, 5 weeks apart. That's also classified as another traumatic event. Joyous, but traumatic. I love you, by the way. Thank you. Mia's not here. Oh, she's not saying anything. That's a good thing. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm moving on. So, yes, traumatic event. So, after experiencing all of that, I was also experiencing tremendous change professionally at the same time. And that had to deal with, because of circumstances, I now was supervising the city, all of the city, by myself, from February to July of 2012. That was extremely stressful. When my new partners got promoted and came on the job, I was then given a change in job description. And after 28 years, it was the one thing left in school safety I had not yet done. So it is challenging, and that's a great thing, right? Okay. You're probably sitting there saying, why is she saying all of this right now? Okay, well, this has been typical of the past 15 years of my life, and yet I'm still standing. God does not give you more than you can handle. You just don't always realize you can. So, what I did want to say was this. I was told to write a speech. They said to write a speech about this moment, and we want you to say all the things you've done phenomenal in the last 28 years. I had a very difficult time doing that. My mom said it's because I just do. If I don't do, who else is going to do it? Women tend to learn very early that you have to juggle so many responsibilities. You just do. I don't realize a lot of times, and I think a lot of women don't realize that it can be deemed as extraordinary. So, if you didn't realize it, I want to tell you, you're all extraordinary. I just give it, my parents are people who have taught me to give 100% of myself at everything I do. They say, if you do that, you will be successful. They also said, growing up, my father used to say, always remember that what you do affects other people. Treat others as you want to be treated. And don't forget that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Because they always pushed me to be better, in January 2008, I became the first female deputy director in NYPD School Safety Division's history. Prior to that, I was the borough manager of Brooklyn South, Staten Island, Manhattan North. I served as the executive officer of Manhattan North, the commanding officer of the Security and Assessment Unit, and pre-merge, I was the commanding officer of the Board of Education's Division of School Safety Inspection Unit. I even served in the training academy. Throughout my 28 years, I have worked in every borough in the city of New York except the Bronx. That's the only one I have not done. Okay, so that's something else I haven't done yet. I have to remember that. They say you're only as good as your people are. Well, my people are fantastic. They are fantastic. We have systematically reduced crime over the past 13 years, earning a unit citation in 2009. We provide critical information daily to the detective units to solve crimes around the city. We keep safe the 1.5 million school children every day and we do it unarmed. Yet we take guns, we take weapons from persons who don't always have the safety of the school or its school children in mind. We are mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, family members of the New York City school children, and we have protected our youth for more than 4 decades. No one does it better than school safety. As you can see, I'm very proud to be a member of the NYPD School Safety Division. Personally, for the past 5 years, I've served on the board of St. John's Episcopal Church. 2 years as a junior warden and 3 years as a vestry member. I was served on the board of the East Shore Little League because, you know, I was a baseball mom. I was one of those out on the bleachers hollering and yelling at my son, "Go, baby!" Yeah, that was me. Okay. This year is finally coming to a close because next week is my birthday. Okay. So, I want to thank God for this experience. I'm a firm believer that what happens in your life is not by accident.
That's right.
But an opportunity presented to you so you may discover who you are, the good and the not so good. It is a chance to evolve physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This award presented an opportunity for me to look back over my life and see the things that I have done, who I have been, and now plan for who I'm choosing to be in the future. I found that I have been, and I am now truly blessed. Thank you to my brothers and my sister for supporting me and always reminding me of who I am. Thank you to my children for making me realize just how strong I really am and for helping me discover the many dimensions of myself. Thank you to my friends, those who could be here and those that are too far away, for always accepting me for who I am, always telling me the truth, and for just being you. My executive assistant, Janine Bobbitt, thank you for your loyalty, your support, your faith in me, and for sticking with me through thick and thin the past 7 years. Lastly, I want to thank my people for believing in me, for challenging me, and reminding me to strive to be the best I can be, and for giving me every day the chance to experience all of you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Somewhat raised me when I started the job. So we had that connection, and we became family. But the person who I want to acknowledge next, I'm going to call up Cornell Gibson, who's the president for New York City Probation Guardians. But the person we're going to acknowledge next is Stephanie Arnold, who is very special. Who's really like a sister to me. I mean, we've been through some good and bad times and some heartaches together. Go ahead, all yours. All right.
Well, it's my privilege to introduce the summer presenter orders on nominee Stephanie Arnold, Supervisor Probation Officer, New York City Department of Probation. She comes academically prepared. She's a product of the New York City public school system, a graduate of Samuel Tilden High School in Brooklyn, I believe. She didn't stop there. She went on to the University of Binghamton, located in that snowy place, Binghamton, New York. She didn't stop there. She went to get a Master's of Arts degree from Brooklyn College. After that, she had been an employee of the Department of Probation for 24 years, more than 10 years as a supervising probation officer. She has worked in all aspects of the Department of Probation, including adult court, family court. She has served in neighborhood centers like Linden House in Brooklyn. She has served in the alternative to detention centers. She has served in many of our community-based operations, and now she works in a Neon Center located right here in Harlem, the Barrett Dempsey Center, where she works as a supervising probation officer, but she does great work for the community, serving the people we supervise and the community at large. So she comes academically qualified, she comes professionally qualified. She's the founding member and first president of our New York City Probation Guardians Association. And above all, she comes spiritually qualified and with credentials, being a proud member of the Greater Allen Cathedral AME Church in Jamaica. So it's my honor to present to you our honoree, Supervisor Probation Officer.
Thank you. Where can I begin? I like to thank my friends and my family, and most importantly, Charles. Like, if anyone knows anything, Charles and I are brothers and sisters. We go way back, not because my father and him work together, but because we're like kindred spirits. Just like he said, that we've been through ups and downs. When he was sick, I was sick, just like that old saying, when somebody's sick, the dog is sick as also. So when Charles was sick, I was sick too, because I was so heartbroken when Charles was sick. And it was Chris, which is my other brother. He was like, Stephanie, you can go see him. You can go see him. I said, no, Charles. I said, no, Chris, I can't go see him, because it just touched my heart. But then Chris came and got me, and he made me come visit Charles, and I am so glad that I did, because I was so much better because of it. And then also, Charles was there when my mother was sick. My mother was very sick, and then eventually she died or what have you. But Charles was right there with me. And just like my friends from probation, my former 5th floor friends, Crystal and Randy, and my travel buddies are here, Anita, Audrey, and Angie, and all my new friends, and to be in such great company of other women who are doing their thing, where we're in a point in time where women are not respected. We can't make a choice about our bodies, but here we are. We have the okay to take care of community, but they won't give us the okay to take care of our bodies. That has to stop. That is illogical. So if they give us that responsibility, so we have to continue fighting and struggling, and not only struggling, but we are women with style. When you look at us, we are law enforcement officers who have style and class. So come on, ladies, let's continue to do our thing and push forward and save the community and make room for the next set of ladies who are coming behind us. It is because of you that we are standing here today. Thank you.
And that was special. For you to come up to the hospital and see me all busted up. But
that's who I serve.
That's right.
That's my boss. And I think it was no accident that I am last. And not least, but I know that the gentleman that was here before me mentioned about our Reverend, our sister in spirit that is not here, but her spirit is here, and I'm glad to know that she's being recognized, because above all things, God will last. All things will pass, but God will last. And I thank God that he fought and understood that Adam needed a partner. And that's why we have Eve. And that's why they are women. And I am proud to be a woman, and I am proud to be here in representing of our Father.
That's right.
With that, I'd like to say that being in the department myself, and the reason I'm even mentioning anything about myself is so that I can lead the way to explain to you why these two young ladies have been chosen as our recipients for the New York State Correction Guardians Association. I integrated Sing Sing in 1979. I was the first black female to be in a maximum security prison in 1979. But through those times and through those years, they say that thou shalt not bear the burden with you, that there shall be someone with you. You should not bear the burden by yourself. And you may be a great visionary, but you will not succeed until you learn to inspire others with your vision and transfer it to them. If you can't do that, you are condemned to experience an ancient curse. And that curse is that you may have a brilliant idea, which you know is right, and be unable to convince others. But what I want to say to you is now, while the ability to communicate is important in transferring your vision to others, that it takes more than that. You must have credibility and conviction. People will not only buy into your vision if you are sold out of it, but convincing others of the significance of your vision can happen only if you are convinced of its significance itself. And I want to say that that requires the right message spoken by the right messenger to the right people at the right time and in the right way. And a vision we give to others of whom and what they could become has power when it echoes what the Spirit has already spoken to their souls. So we have chosen two young ladies that saw my vision and became members of the New York State Correction Guardians Association. They also saw my vision to be proud of who they were, to be proud of their uniform, and not ashamed to put it on and walk the streets. Now, being a police officer, you got your uniform on, everybody know that's what you do. But as corrections, when you're in that internal jungle,
That's right.
you see,
That's
because
right.
where we are also without guns, but we take everybody that the courts brought,
That's right.
probation put down,
Go ahead.
and everything else, and we walk those community streets from 25 years to life.
That's right.
And these two young ladies, young as they are, and I've had a lot of birthdays, way past 50, but I want to bring up both Shauna Tyler and Marsha Stokes. I'm going to read you have to know a little bit about them. But what I'm telling you that it's important to understand that it's the silence things that be done behind the curtains that you can't see. I can't do the things that I do without somebody helping me, without somebody being relentless in their commitment to serve. And so I'm going to start off with Shonda Tyler. And she is a self-enlisted soldier for civil rights, and she was born on April 29, 1970. She grew up in the Bronx, the youngest of three girls. Shonda joined the New York State Department of Corrections in 1996, and Shonda comes from a family of law enforcement women. Her mother, Carol, is a retired school safety officer, and her oldest sister, Tanya, served 18 years as a New York City correctional officer on Rikers Island before going home to be with the Lord in 2009. Upon entering of the New York State Department of Corrections, she was assigned to work at Sing Sing Correctional Facility, located in Austin, New York, where she served faithfully for 17 years at Sing Sing. She is a member of the Minorities in Criminal Justice and Drug Prevention Unit. Sandra did, I always pronounce your name wrong, because I call her Pumpkin, you know. And so I'm going to go back to Pumpkin, but you'll know her name is Sawyer Trouble, okay? I'm going to call her my Pumpkin, but that's my Pumpkin. So my Pumpkin did not hesitate to join the New York State Correction Guardians law enforcement officers, and she takes great pride in representing them, and her daughter, too, and her family. I want her daughter just to stand, because her daughter goes with her everywhere. When we're in that parade, she's got and my pumpkin is devoted mother of 3 children, 2 boys, Thomas and Todd, and 1 girl, and which you just saw. And she's also a member of New York of the New Covenant Holiness located in Harlem, New York. That's my pumpkin right there. Now I'm gonna go on and talk about Marsha, and then y'all can give all them the praise. Okay? All right. Now Marsha Stokes, who has over 27 years of law enforcement experience. She started her career as a police administrator aide with the New York Police Department, Manhattan Detective Bureau. She was responsible for processing data regarding homicides, sexual offenses, burglaries, and robberies. And in 1996, she began her career with the New York State Docks as a correctional officer. After 2 years of affording her the opportunity to be selected for a position in the New York State Docks Commissioned Officers of Inspector General, Marsha was trained as an investigator in several specialized units: internal affairs, sexual crimes, escapes, and absconders units. Her qualifications also include interviewing and interrogation techniques, sexual offenses, sexual harassment, building entry, apprehension, and suicide prevention and gang intervention. She's a proud mother and grandmother. Her devotion to her children has provided them with the tools to further their education. Her daughter holds a master's degree from Notre Dame, her grandson a bachelor's from Morgan State University, and her grandson will graduate from high school in the spring. She is looking forward to retiring with me and where she can enjoy her favorite pastime, reading, and we're going to do some water aerobics and spending some time with our families, right? Marsha has not only a dedicated officer, she spent with little free time she had volunteering with the Department of Corrections, law enforcement agencies, and training, and loves for people, and is truly an asset to the community outreach activities pursued by the Guardians. Her participation has enhanced this organization. It's individuals like Marsha and my pumpkin that give strength to this organization, has contributed allowance and contributions has allowed us to achieve our association's mission. And from unity comes courage and family always.
Thank you to the Guardians for honoring me with this award. I was not expecting this. I was truly, as everyone else said, shocked when I got the call from Willie Best and I talked to Marsha. I just want to say thank you. Thank God for letting me get this far in my career. And I'm ready to retire with Marsha. I'm sorry.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I wrote a little something. I am humbled to stand before you this evening. I would like to thank my family and my friends, and special thanks to Grand Council of Guardians. When one thinks of females in law enforcement, we are referred to by many as female warriors. My definition of female warrior is being more cautious than her male counterparts, spending more time planning and recognizing that group strength cannot often compensate poor tactical decision making. When one thinks of females in our profession, you think of Janet Reno, or you think of Sonia Sotomayor, as many of you know her as Sonia from the Bronx. Again, I am so humbled for being here tonight before you, and thank you, and God bless.
Secretary, and I'm here tonight with the treasurer of the Guardians Association. We're actually celebrating our 60th anniversary as the Nassau County Guardians, and I've been on the job for 8 years as well as Edwin. Dolores Sharp is a police officer in Nassau County Police Department. She's been in the job since March 31st, 1995, so she actually has an anniversary coming up. Congratulations. But Dolores, as they asked us to kind of keep it brief, looking at her bio, in the 8 years of knowing Dolores, I didn't know all the things that she's accomplished as a police officer. Dolores is a strong but quiet force in the police department. In the 18 years she's been here, she's always been available to me as a female. She's encouraged me and she influenced me in a lot of ways as a basic female working on patrol. She did patrol for 10 years in 1st Precinct. In 1995, when she was hired, she was one of 13 minorities, one of 6 African American females. So we are still a minority many years later. Me, as a female black, getting to know Dolores, she's influenced me in so many ways, as far as being open and available to the community. In her 18 years of working for Nassau County, as I've had an opportunity to read her bio, in the 10 years of working in 1st Precinct, she served as so many different resources for the schools in her local precinct. In the past 8 years, Dolores moved on. That's how I've got a chance to know her. She worked in community affairs, where working in community affairs, she worked in a lot of different programs, combined in Nassau County as well as the different schools. She's also a great officer, which is the gang-resistant education and training. I had an opportunity to become a great officer because of working with Dolores in community affairs, which was a great opportunity. At present, Dolores just got moved into recruitment, where we are under the consent decree to hire more minorities. So Dolores is in a position to really help get more minorities into the job, which is a great, great opportunity. In the years of knowing Dolores, she's always been available. I've always known I could find her in community affairs, where I now know I could find her in recruitment. What's so crazy is, like I said, she's a quiet but strong force in the job. And just last week, they had an order where they took a couple people to recruitment a couple weeks ago, but they need more. And so we, as Guardian members, got an email to say, listen, if you want to go to recruitment, the opportunity is presented, let them know you know Dolores. So, although I don't want to go, I did make the phone call to the lieutenant to talk to him to find out, to give people more information. And he knew me, but then once I said, I know Dolores, it changed. Like you want it, you can have it. So again, although I don't want the position, I think my treasurer is going to go. Good for him. But it's just a great opportunity. And Dolores is, I keep saying it, a quiet but strong force in the job. She's paved the way. And when I came in this evening, I saw her family. I said hello, and I said to them, she helped make a path for me. I'm only on the job 8 years, but because of the hard work that she did, as well as many other women, I'm respected and I'm known for who I am based on the hard work of the other women. To think that this is the 7th anniversary of this event, to think on the 8 years of being on the job, I've been here every year and I've known every person who's gotten an award. But that's because our job is small, and because of the organization of the Guardians, where we are a family. It doesn't matter what unit you're in, everyone's available to help each other, and I really, really appreciate that. Judge Ballard, good to see you. I voted for her. Nassau County, we are the minorities. People know who we are. It doesn't matter where you go. People know Officer Butts, Officer Edwin. They just know you. Officer Sharp, they just know you because we are the minorities. But we hold strong, and we represent our communities, and we serve. That's the key. We serve our communities. And as I think about it, it's weird to see, but I'm basically like following Dolores' path with a lot of the community service that I do with the job. Where my precinct, I'm open, I'm bubbly, they know I like to work with people. So they utilize me to do a lot of things with the minorities and the communities, but I know that's because, again, of the trailblazing that's been done for me through Dolores. So, although
thanks to my creator, Lord Jesus Christ. Big movement in my life. Turning 50, that was big. That was big. That was big for me. That happened 2 years ago. And now I'm on that, that overpass. Yeah, I'm there. But I was so humbled when I heard about being honored. And I'm standing here in the company of phenomenal women. Phenomenal. I couldn't even imagine putting myself there. But I am there. And it's not because of me, but it's because of all the efforts of everything that we do together as women, as black women. It means a lot. And I thank my family for being here, always giving me support in every endeavor that I have done. And thank you. Thank you.
I was trained to be correction officer by women. And after 2 years in the female unit, they transferred me over to the penitentiary. And they didn't know what they were doing. With keeping the blocks clean, following policies and procedures, keeping the logbook legible so you can know what was going on that day. It was totally different. The female unit, you could eat off the floor. The jail had roaches and rats. So there's a difference the way women do things. And it is a blessing. It is a blessing. I know firsthand what women go through on the job because I've worked with them, and I'm married to a woman that's in law enforcement. And when you're able to do a job that you do, that's high stress level, hypertension, high blood pressure, every day you could probably lose your life, and then you have to come home and be a wife. It is great pressure. So that means that God is with you in everything that you do. So every year I thank Charles for honoring women. And tonight we're going to honor one woman that she had just retired from Mount Vernon Police Department after 20 years. And she retired as a detective. And she has been in the community, in the youth bureau, working with the kids, and having a family and martial arts and doing things in the community. And working with the youth is most important, especially in Mount Vernon, New York, where some years we average a homicide a day with young men. But Rhonda has been out in the forefront, and she is an excellent example of how a black woman should be in law enforcement, especially in Westchester County, where there are only about 200 black officers, period, out of the whole county, out of 43 police departments. So when you have a woman that's out front and she loves her job, and not only did she serve Mount Vernon, she served her country in the Army as a nurse for 20 years. So she has done double duty for the people, not only in the city of Mount Vernon, she's done it for the people in the country of the United States. And without further ado, I'd like to bring forth retired Detective Rhonda Henry.
Thank you, and I want to thank you for honoring me. I tried to prepare a speech. Got my shoes. What I just want to say is I'm really honored to be here amongst all these wonderful women who've made a really passionate commitment to what they do in their communities and their lives, and I just want to thank you. I want to just thank everyone here for just honoring women for what they do in their lives. Thank you. Thank you for honoring me.
And again, I guess that was it. This is our phenomenal night. I'm going to be brief and short, and just want to thank everyone. If I can, all the honorees who are still here, please don't run out yet. We want to try to get one group shot together of all y'all. So please give us a few minutes. And again, like to thank everyone. If I missed everyone by who I didn't acknowledge, I'm truly sorry. So bear with us. I consider this family night. So it's about working together. But again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I'd like to thank everyone for traveling far, those who did, for coming out to this night here. I'm going to call up Umar to end this with our benediction. And again, I look forward to being here and doing this. It's been a rough year and a half for me too also. So I get a real thrill out of this. Oh, please, I don't want me to start. I got a real testimony. You talk about birthday. I have a new birthday. All right. For those who know, when you get a bone marrow transplant, you get a new immune system. It's like a new person. So my new birthday was last week on the 19th. So I truly been blessed, and I feel blessed to be here, walking around talking, and I got a wife at home